Many health experts say I should have slowed down years ago. I still drive myself every day. At 92 and for 30 years, I have never known illness. Never even had a runny nose or cough. And no, it wasn't luck at all. Thanks to 5 simple habits, things turned around in ways I never expected. There are habits that sound so simple, you wonder if they really make a difference. They do, however. I'll share what I did differently and why you might want to start applying them today. I warm up my legs as soon as I wake up before I even hit the ground. Not only is it not stretching, it doesn't even count as exercise. What I thought was a signal to my body was actually just this message emphasizes that every day we live, we breathe, and we move. This has been a part of my life since I turned 62. A long time ago, a medical expert told me that the first 30 minutes after waking up is when the body begins to age the fastest. Blood viscosity increases significantly, joints become stiffer, while the nervous system is still recovering after waking up. However, most people adapt to this situation quite quickly. As soon as they get out of bed, they open their phones and immerse themselves in the worries and chaos of that day. On the contrary, I am the one who I am. Start by lying on your back, inhaling deeply 3 times. As I gently rotate my ankles and wrists, I start by stretching my fingers and then move on to wiggling my toes. Even though it only lasts about a minute and a half, it sends a clear message to every muscle, tendon, and joint that you need to move. Surprisingly, such a seemingly small process helps blood circulate to my limbs, providing oxygen to my brain and making me aware of my every movement. Reducing the risk of falls, calming the nervous system, and increasing blood circulation are all positive effects of this activity. This claim is based on research conducted by the National Institute on Aging. Participation in light physical activity in the morning is strongly associated with improved mental alertness and balance throughout the day in older adults. But don't you think that's too simple? When I was younger, I started my mornings in a completely different way. I used to wake up stiff until I turned 60. Still feeling sluggish and heavy-limbed, I slowly walked into the bathroom. My feet hadn't woken up yet, and I tripped over my slippers in an embarrassing moment. At that moment, it suddenly occurred to me that I had to tell my body to stop wanting to hit the snooze button. At this point, I do not skip it. I do it before I even read the news or take my first sip of coffee. Also, when I forget, it's my body that will signal me. Stretching is not simply what makes it stronger. The habit is to blame. If you have any questions, please leave a comment below so I can assist you. From today, remember to hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss out on the most useful health tips from Senior Health Tips. Also, if you are reading this, I would love to hear from you. If you find this video helpful, feel free to leave a comment below. To regenerate the body, the most important thing is not intensity, but regularity. According to research from the Mayo Clinic, regular morning exercise can help older adults reduce inflammation, improve joint health, and regulate blood pressure. There is no fanfare about that. Well, that's scientific. Here's the thing. Yoga is not anything you require. The use of a mat is not required. You can do this without leaving your bed. You simply wake up your muscles with a message and wait 90 seconds. We are still together. Before you answer, try to remember, when was the last time you actually said good morning to your body? His is due to the fact that aging does not occur. Suddenly, a moment comes when everything becomes quiet and easily fades from mind. And in that same time, you can recreate everything from scratch. Every morning after moving into my new home, I drink a drink that has protected my health for the past 30 years and kept me disease-free. It is not a dietary supplement. It is not a pill at all. It's not the expensive $50 superfood powder you see sold online. A cup of hot water mixed with lemon, turmeric, and a little black pepper with a glass of water in the side. It's over with. Don't let its simple appearance fool you into underestimating its effectiveness. This habit holds an incredible amount of power. Every morning when I wake up, that's always the first thing that comes to my mind. Before breakfast, I always do this for overall health, from immunity to digestion. Let's take it apart, shall we? Vitamin C is a powerful antioxidant that helps stimulate the body to produce white blood cells, the immune system's first line of defense. Both fresh lemons, lemon juice, and lemon water are rich sources of vitamin C for the body. In addition, vitamin C also brings many other benefits that have been announced by the Linus Pauling Institute at Oregon State University. Especially for the elderly, it helps shorten the duration of this condition. In addition, it also promotes bile production in the liver, helping to improve digestion and prevent the accumulation of unwanted substances. Have you ever wondered why digestion slows down as you age? Most of the time, this is due to lack of stomach acid, and lemon can help to overcome this problem. Coming in second is Tulsi, a natural root with incredibly effective anti-inflammatory properties. As we age, our bodies produce more inflammatory markers, which can contribute to chronic conditions like joint pain and cognitive decline. Curcumin in this product has been proven through many studies, carefully evaluated by experts, to have the ability to reduce the above indicators. According to the results of a study published in the Journal of Pharmacology, taking curcumin helps strengthen the immune system and reduce oxidative stress in the elderly. Now, however, here is the catch there. Black pepper not only enhances flavor, but also brings many health benefits. The activator is this thing. Its ingredients contain piperine, a compound that can help the body absorb curcumin 2,000 times more effectively. Without the addition of a supplement, turmeric is almost never fully absorbed by the body. The combination of these three ingredients creates what I always affectionately call the sparkling glass. It was very quick to complete, less than 5 minutes. The water should be warm enough, not too hot, just enough to make you feel comfortable when drinking. Add to the mixture 1/4 teaspoon turmeric powder, a pinch of black pepper, and the juice of half a lemon. Stir, take a few sips, and then let it do its thing. It's not because I read about it on the internet. In fact, I have maintained the habit of drinking this drink almost every morning for the past 30 years, because I clearly feel the positive changes in my body. I get sinus infections twice a year, have sore joints in the winter, and feel heavy and low on energy after breakfast. It took me 2 weeks to feel any improvement in my digestion after starting this routine. I didn't have any bloating. My joints feel more relaxed. I kept everything as is, no further changes. Looking back a few months later, I discovered that I had been sick for almost a year. It's been 30 years since then, and I've kept up the habit all this time. Am I still at risk of getting the virus? Although it's true that my body can no longer receive them with the same respect as before, besides being alert, it was also in a state of readiness. The golden cup you are holding in your hand is more than just a drink. It is a signal, just like how my exercise routine sends a signal to my body that today is action day. You don't need expensive supplements or complicated procedures to achieve success. What you need are a few simple habits that are maintained regularly as a way of telling your body, I care about you. So the next morning, pour yourself a golden glass before the bread falls apart or the eggs start to crack. Also remember that you are not just drinking a soft drink. More precisely, you are making a statement with just one small sip. My prioritizing health is not a matter of luck, but the result of a conscious choice. My purpose of walking is not to be healthy. Rather, I walk to heal. I do an anti-inflammatory walk for 15 minutes every day, rain or shine. Simply move your body and focus on your breathing. No headphones or phone. Most people overlook the positive effects of walking. If it's a backup plan, they'll see it as something you need to do when you can't run. Even at 92 years old, I can tell you that it is the foundation. As I entered my 60s, I took up running regularly, believing that sweating was what kept me young. Then I read a study that completely changed my life. Walking alone has been shown to reduce systemic inflammation, control blood sugar, improve memory, and even reduce the risk of death by up to 39%. That's when I decided to stop pushing myself to sweat and start paying more attention to the rhythm. When you walk, you not only move your body forward, but you also readjust everything inside to get ready for the next step. Your joints, lymphatic system, nervous system, and even your thoughts are all part of this process. I do it every day, no matter what the circumstances, and I don't go too far. This is the most important thing. Even though it's sometimes just a few blocks away, I always remember that. I do it not because I am disciplined, but because I've seen the consequences of lack of discipline. Plus, my joints hurt, my mind became foggy, my digestion slowed down, and my body felt stiff. As I walked, my shoulders relaxed back, my knees stayed supple, and my mood gradually improved. However, when I walk, I am a machine. And when I came back, I felt like I had just been reset from scratch. This is supported by scientific explanations. A study published in the British Journal of Sports Medicine found that just 20 minutes of walking can reduce levels of C-reactive protein, a marker of inflammation, in older adults. According to another study from Stanford University, walking outperforms any form of sitting in boosting creativity and mental alertness. But are you curious what really made me believe? About 25 years ago, I decided to give up walking because I was too busy. Even though I promised to do it later, that day passed, and for the first time in years, I felt truly old. I did not feel fatigued or sore. I simply felt old. It felt like my lungs had forgotten how to expand, and my joints no longer belonged to me. Then I understood that walking was not only an option, but an essential treatment. Now I consider walking every day as a special remedy for myself. I put on shoes that should provide adequate support. To begin, I am slow. I inhale for 4 seconds, exhale for 6 seconds, and pay full attention to my breathing. Whenever I want to maintain the expansion in the pose, I slowly raise my arms. What's more, This is something you probably wouldn't have anticipated. My smile does not come from a joy that I already have, but from what brings me joy every step of the way. The vagus nerve, a vital part of the nervous system, helps regulate inflammation, heart rate, and digestion, and it's activated by something seemingly gentle, smiling. A study in the field of psychological medicine found that smiling while exercising can amplify the stress-relieving effects of physical activity. So I made it a habit to smile, breathe deeply, and walk for 15 minutes every day. And it's been empowering me for decades. Walking is a great way to recharge. No expensive equipment or ideal weather conditions required. Walking provides you energy. The human body is made to move, and every step I take is proof that I'm still doing just that. So if you're ever feeling stuck, exhausted, or foggy-headed, don't wait for inspiration to take action. Put on your shoes, step outside, and let your body know it's time to start again so you can enjoy the bliss of movement. For over 30 years, there's been one vitamin that I have consistently taken regularly. It is not a vitamin at all. It's not a mineral that works miracles. Protein is the much more important building block. I always thought I had maintained a healthy diet into my 60s. Even though I supplemented my diet with fruits, vegetables, whole grains, and occasionally took a multivitamin, I still felt tired and exhausted. By mid-morning, I was starting to feel drained of energy. I started forgetting everything, from where I left my keys to whether I had eaten lunch. I was completely lost. When I asked my doctor about this condition, he explained that it was not due to age, but because I was not getting enough protein in my diet. Studies show that by the time you reach around 60, your body is no longer able to absorb and use protein as efficiently as it once did. When I realized this, I completely changed my breakfast because it proves you need more, not less, to maintain muscle memory, your immune system, and your body's recovery process. I switched to what I call brain and body breakfast instead of traditional breakfast foods like bread or cereal. The recipe is straightforward. All you need is a boiled egg, a cup of Greek yogurt, a few walnuts, and some blueberries. Provides anti-inflammatory, good fats, and antioxidants that support brain function, along with over 25 grams of high-quality protein. What makes it important is that it not only makes me feel full, but also gives me energy. It's not just bodybuilders who need protein supplements. The fact that immune cells are formed directly from amino acids makes their role extremely important. These enzymes play a role in tissue repair. It supports neurotransmitters that help your brain function optimally. A study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that older adults who consumed 25 to 30 grams of protein per meal had higher muscle mass, fewer hospitalizations, and a longer life expectancy. According to research conducted by Tufts University, older adults who eat a high-protein diet have a better immune response when exposed to pathogens or vaccines. OR alone does not bring you everything. One must also possess resilience. However, not all proteins are created in the same way. That's why I focus on complete proteins, proteins that contain all 9 essential amino acids. Egg, you have perfect score. Greek yogurt is high in protein, along with calcium and healthy bacteria. Walnuts in the shell are rich in omega-3 fatty acids and anti-inflammatory compounds. Blueberries are a source of antioxidants that help bind and protect components in the body. After eating this breakfast, I not only felt full, but also very satisfied. It makes me feel so strong that nothing can shake me. Plus, this is something I didn't see coming. My blood sugar level returned to normal. In the past, I used to go to bed around 11 o'clock in the morning. Now I feel like I'm 40 again in the morning. Whether I have an appointment, a meeting, or a long drive, I don't see any difference. My sobriety and consistency come from starting with what's most important. Plus, it doesn't have to be that much of a hassle. When inspiration strikes, I can turn things upside down. This dish is made with flax seeds, cottage cheese, some grilled chicken, and sprouted bread. If I were in the mood for something more elaborate than even a lentil scramble. However, the rules remain unchanged. You should never skip protein, especially at breakfast. Throughout the rest of the day, your body will adjust to how it functions at that time. In your opinion, is it reasonable to use manure as fuel for vehicles? Why do we keep treating her like this? A protein-rich breakfast is not just a luxury, but actually a necessity. One thing you can start doing tomorrow. Things to do right now. Get tested, get some sun, eat a healthy diet, take vitamin D and magnesium regardless of age or medical history, regardless of all those factors. How you take care of your body now is more important than your age, because the body doesn't care about age. If I remember correctly, no medical professional has ever said that the mind will fail before the body. To stay young and stay young, you have to start there. Every morning before I talk to anyone or check the weather, I do an exercise I call mental tuning. What you are experiencing is not meditation, nor is it therapy. It is simply this. During the 3 minutes I sit still, I imagine the day I want. Things like traffic, errands, and expenses were beyond my imagination. Visualize yourself filled with peace, strength, stability, and a sense of usefulness. This is how I want to feel. When I visualize myself in that state, I see myself driving confidently, speaking clearly, and being comfortable with everything that happens during the day. Although it seems simple, it is the most important thing to me. Your brain can't tell the difference between the vivid images of aging you imagine and what's actually happening. This is something you should be aware of. This is not a quote made to inspire others. Rather, it is a part of neurobiology. Dr. Joe Dispenza and scientists at Harvard University used fMRI technology to demonstrate that when a person vividly imagines participating in an activity, the relevant brain regions become active in the same way as when they actually perform the activity. Over time, this will force your nervous system to change and rewire. You can absolutely prepare your body to be calm, focused, and alert before you leave the house. Or simply put, your body can be trained to become wiser. What is the significance of this? Whether the cause is bacterial, viral, or genetic, chronic stress is a leading factor in weakening the immune system. It increases levels of cortisol, a hormone that damages brain cells, weakens the immune system, and can lead to muscle loss. What's more, as we age, we carry stress in a very different way. This condition is often characterized by feelings of confusion, extreme fatigue, and the sudden onset of health problems. But things can change when you take 3 minutes every morning to reset your mind. I'd want to share a story with you. A friend of mine who is the same age has been through the same health problems as me. However, he is often strongly influenced by information about politics and money. Throughout his life, he was always ready to fight or flee. Suddenly, he fainted due to heart disease without any warning symptoms. Even though he made a full recovery, things were never the same again. What makes you so steadfast that you seem unshakable? He questioned me. Have you ever experienced anxiety? I also told him that worry is like a silent thief. Plus, I always make sure I lock my door every morning. In the beginning is the intention. In the end is the power to recover. The most exciting portion is about to end. Once your mind is trained to be still, your body will naturally respond. Your blood pressure drops. Your immune system becomes stronger. Your memory is sharper, and your digestion improves. In 2016, researchers at the University of Wisconsin-Madison conducted a study and found that people over 65 who practiced mental exercises for just 5 minutes a day significantly reduced anxiety, improved concentration, and boosted their immune systems. The effects of the results continue to be maintained over a long period of time. To answer your question, yes, I walk, supplement with protein, and take turmeric supplements. Our minds affect our hormones, and our hormones directly affect our health. But without this, all your efforts will be in vain. You don't have to be a monk or a priest to achieve success. In this case, no candles or spells are needed. Just sit still and visualize yourself filled with power and joy. Imagine being 92 years old, still driving your car, smiling in traffic, and living a healthy life without illness. Gradually, you will notice something that seems strange, and then it will become true. Gradually, something that seems strange would become clear, and then it would become true. It wasn't because of luck or genetics or any secret I had kept hidden. For now you know this. Every day I make 5 simple decisions on a regular basis. Thanks to 5 simple habits I adopted, my body recovered and may have saved my life. Actually, you don't have to wait until you're 92 to start. Everything will change when you just start. Essential ingredients include morning movement, the golden cup, therapeutic walks, structured breakfasts, and mind-body guidance. Though they look small, they are incredibly powerful, as their health does not decline in the blink of an eye. What we leave behind is where it leaves off, and it returns in the same silent way. As you silently make decisions, step by step, bit by bit, and thought by thought, the power will gradually return, anytime and anywhere. If you are still wondering whether it is too late, let me remind you of something. You haven't left yet, you can still do it, and you've already started your journey. But there is one more thing I want to share with you that I haven't mentioned before. There is one more secret that I have never revealed. That is, every night I do it. Period. Something that helps my body regenerate during sleep. After the daily activities like routine, meals, walking, and thinking that I go through. What's more, scientific studies suggest that it may hold the secret to slowing or reversing the aging process. When we meet again, we will discuss that topic.